YouTube shut down channels that were using AI to create fake movie trailers watched by millions and millions of people. Did you hear about this?
No.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and read from Jake Cantor at Deadline. They broke the story. There's two channels here. So the first one is called Screen Culture, and the second one is called KH Studio. So they were approached for comment. They are based in India and Georgia, respectively, and here's the story behind it. Earlier this year, YouTube suspended ads on Screen Culture and KH Studio following a Deadline investigation into fake movie trailers plaguing the platform since the rise of generative AI. These channels later returned to monetization when they started adding, quote, fan trailer, parody, and concept trailer, end quote, to their video titles. In recent months, however, these caveats disappeared, prompting concern for the fan-made trailer community. YouTube's position is that the channel's decision to revert to their previous behavior violated its spam and misleading metadata policies, and that resulted in their termination. Screen Culture founder Nikhil P. Chowdhury said that his team of dozens of editors exploited YouTube's algorithm by being very early with fake trailers and constantly iterating with their videos. For example, Screen Culture had created 23 versions of the trailer for the Fantastic Four by March, some of which outranked the official trailer in YouTube search results.
Yeah.
More recent examples include HBO's new Harry Potter series and Netflix's Wednesday. So, what do you think about that?
Oh, yes. It's a growing pain, and it was inevitable. I love watching movie trailers. Is like a thing I do. But what's the problem with movie trailers? They don't tell you what you want to know, and they don't show you what you want to see. Well, if you're somebody that understands psychology and you create a parody or even just like a realistic version and you do give them the things, like there's a scene in the original Avengers Endgame where they showed the feet of the people walking towards Thanos. And the big question was, who are these Marvel characters? Is it the Hulk? Is it whoever? I mean, you would know who the Hulk is. And they don't reveal it because they want you to see the movie and who that. But can you imagine, like, if you've got AI and generative video tools at your fingertips, you could just totally create it. And maybe you could throw wild cards in there, right?
Yes.
Like characters that just you never think would be in there. And I, watching the trailer, could really care less if it's real or not. It's just so entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the nature of YouTube.
I mean, that was the big takeaway for me, that they created like 20 of these videos, right? And that they had watched, like literally, like the guy who got banned is basically saying, yeah, we hacked the YouTube algorithm by just flooding the entire thing and then like getting millions of views that are going to outrank the regular one. Like there's a search story in there. There's an AI story in there. There's an algorithm story in there.
I said this
a
month or two ago. I said the problem with AI generated content is it can be infinite, and ultimately not all 20 will rank or be valuable or go viral, but it only takes one. And if it's AI generated, it's probably 10x, if not 100x easier to create it. And that's just one team, right? Or one channel. Imagine hundreds, if not thousands, doing that on any one niche or genre of content. Tons of competition. And that's why, even if you're not a big fan of AI content as a creator, you have to pay attention and do the thing that they can't do. So this is the first time I'm hearing that not only AI generated content is beating the real content, but that YouTube is banning it for whatever reason. I don't know if you mentioned what the reason was. I think in this case, there's some copyright or trademark things that you have to consider, even though it's
huge trademark
parody, right? Yeah.
It also said, they say specifically here that YouTube did it based off of their misleading metadata policies, right? So they were okay when they were called fan trailers, is what they said, or parodies. YouTube was okay with it. But as soon as they removed those to kind of like basically impersonate the main trailer, they went back. I'm actually curious, how do you feel about YouTube enforcing those policies? I mean, this is a hot topic in terms of like YouTube allowing AI content versus not. I know that we know people who have AI content and people who are partially using AI content and people who hate AI content. So I'm curious about what your thoughts are about YouTube's approach.
I think it's smart to nip it in the butt early so it doesn't grow into this thing that it gets out of their control. Right or wrong, because what I can see is, in this case is a good example, but it could get abused really badly to the point when you start like shutting down channels, then the question is, why are you shutting down this channel and not that channel? Start early, right? Even if you just have a grain of a reasonable, like support to do it. And then it just becomes like something you have to deal with individually on a channel versus it becomes like the whole community is backlash and, maybe going to another platform. So I don't like AI content. I'm like old school in this case. I want it to be as real as possible. Part of it is because I'm already getting to the point where I don't know. Like Matt, my friend, says, "Oh no, you can always tell by the voice and a little bit of the video if there's like mistakes." But sometimes it fools me, or I'm in a mode where I don't care.
How would you know if you didn't know? Does that make sense? Like, how would you know if you were tricked?
And that's me, who's probably super sensitive and aware and kind of like understands this is out there. Think about the older generation that doesn't have a clue about AI, maybe has never heard of it, and then sees something wild and thinks it's the truth, and then they like have a belief in their mind. I guess this is why people don't like misinformation or something that's misleading. But this is even worse than that, because you can make up anything. I saw this thing just today, Jimmy Kimmel reporting on Russia, and it went viral. And I don't know if it was today. I'm saying the coverage about it went, and it was all AI generated. It was fake. Yeah. And so it looked real. People believed it, and it wasn't. It was just AI created, Well,
no surprise that Benji wants something organic here. There is another interesting angle here, actually, that I think you'll be. So we talked about there being a search thing, an AI generated thing, an algorithm thing. How about a AdSense thing as well? Our deep dive, this is again, let's see, Jake Cantor from Deadline. Our deep dive into the fake trailers revealed that instead of protecting copyright for these videos, a handful of Hollywood studios, including Warner Bros., Discovery, and Sony, secretly asked YouTube to ensure that the ad revenue from the AI-heavy videos flowed in their direction. The studios declined to comment. So again, just to summarize, these studios that are eventually trying to fight the fact that these things are AI are basically saying, They secretly told YouTube, it's okay if you leave these fake Fantastic Four things up, but we just get all the AdSense money. So they just took all the AdSense money for themselves, basically, from these channels. Isn't that crazy?
Well, it's their platform. They get to make the rules. And yeah, that's one of the downsides. See, the economics is what kind of balances this all out. I do believe there's going to be a whole group, or if not like a whole kind of generation of creators that don't care about that, and they like the attention, because there is value in that. There's value, right? Say you have your own product that you're selling. I don't know what the rules are in terms of FCC or trademarks in regards to like using someone else's likeness, or in this case like a IP, and then selling your own products. But most people will stop when they can't justify the cost of it, because there is a cost, right? At least someone's time, if not in this case a whole team of editors, and you have to pay for the AI. So I like that they're like, hey, yeah, go ahead and make it. We're going to take the money. And then it's like, whatever you can leverage that content to do afterwards, but it doesn't pencil out.